Welcome back everyone. Welcome to another video from Matric Innovation. Most students just memorize RNA types, but toppers know where the MCQs trap them. And I don't want my subscribers to get trapped. Have you ever wondered how the instructions in DNA actually become real things like enzymes, hormones, or even hemoglobin? Let's decode RNA like never before. Imagine a messenger racing through your cells, carrying the most important instructions of life. RNA doesn't just copy DNA, it speaks the language of life. It's like the delivery boy, the translator, and sometimes even the builder. Let's dive into RNA, not just for your exams, but to truly understand life's command system. Now, what is RNA? The RNA word itself stands for ribonucleic acid. It's a single-stranded molecule that helps transfer and decode genetic instructions from DNA to proteins. Think of DNA as the CEO of a company and RNA as the manager that makes sure the instructions are executed. RNA is made up of ribose sugar instead of deoxyribose, phosphate group, and four nitrogenous bases: adenine, guanine, cytosine, and uracil. Yes, uracil replaces thymine in RNA. The mnemonic tip to remember the nitrogenous bases in RNA is a university called Genius. A is for adenine, U is for uracil, and C is for cytosine, and G is for guanine. Now the MCQ question that can be asked is, which base is present in RNA but absent in DNA? So thymine is present in DNA, not in RNA, so it's not going to make sense. The next option is cytosine. So cytosine present both in RNA and DNA. Guanine, it's also present both in DNA and RNA. The D option, it is going to make sense because uracil is present in RNA but not present in DNA. So the correct answer is uracil. Use the elimination method. Now the next is, where is RNA found? Unlike DNA, which is locked safely in the nucleus, RNA is a traveler. It is found in nucleus. It can be also found in cytoplasm, and it can also be found in ribosomes. So nucleus is the place where the RNA is synthesized. Cytoplasm is the place where the RNA function, especially in the ribosome at the site of protein synthesis. Now the MCQ question that can be asked is, which of the following is not a location where RNA is found? So the options are cytoplasm, ribosome, nucleus, and the last is the lysosome. So the lysosome is a destruction unit, not a construction unit. So the right option is lysosome. Next is the structure of RNA. So RNA is a single-stranded helix. It's made up of nucleotides, and each nucleotide has ribose sugar, phosphate group, and one nitrogen base. It's like a coded ribbon that can twist, fold, and form unique structure, especially in tRNA. In tRNA, it forms a hairpin-like structure, a loop-like structure. Now, trick to remember: DNA is double helix and RNA is single-stranded. This is a simple fact, and remember it for your exam. The next question that can be asked is, RNA differs from DNA in having what? So the options are the thymine and deoxyribose, ribose and uracil, deoxyribose and cytosine, double helix and adenine. So this is the most testable combo. RNA differ from DNA in having ribose and uracil. RNA have ribose sugar and RNA have uracil and its structure. So the right option is the ribose and uracil. Now let's compare the DNA with RNA. DNA have double strand while RNA have single strand. The sugar of the DNA is deoxyribose, means oxygen is missing on the second carbon. The sugar in the RNA is ribose. Now the bases in the DNA is A, T, G and C, while in RNA A, U, G and C. So the U is unique to RNA and T is unique to DNA. Now the location DNA found mostly in the nucleus and RNA can be found in the nucleus, can also found in the cytoplasm and can also at the site of the protein synthesis. Now DNA is stable and RNA is unstable. Why? Because RNA have hydroxyl group at the second carbon and that hydroxyl carbon make it prone to degradation. So that's why RNA is unstable in its structure. Now the function of DNA is to store that info and the function of the RNA is to transfer and translate that information. Now the MCQ question that can be asked is which one is the correct pair for RNA? Double-stranded and deoxyribose. So no, it's not going to make sense because it is related to DNA because DNA is double-stranded and have deoxyribose, single-stranded and ribose. So yes, it is going to make sense because RNA is a single-stranded and have ribose sugar. The next option is stable and thymine, cytoplasm and thymine. So no, the other options are irrelevant. The B option is the correct option, single-stranded and ribose. DNA is like a library and RNA is like email, short-term and quick. Now let's dive into the types of RNA. There are three main types of RNA, but in reality scientists have discovered more. The three main types are mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. mRNA also known as messenger RNA. tRNA can also be known as transfer RNA and we can also call it adapter molecule. And the ribosomal RNA can also known as rRNA and it is a structural unit of the ribosome. Ribosome have two subunits, small subunit and large subunit. So it is something that make the part of the ribosome, and that part of the ribosome known is ribozyme, an enzyme that catalyzes the peptide bond formation. Now let's discuss each type with detail. mRNA carries the genetic code from DNA to ribosomes. So mRNA, M is for message, to carry the message from DNA to ribosomes, right? tRNA, T transfer, bring the correct amino acid. It bring the correct amino acid according to its codon. tRNA have anticodon in its structure. That anticodon help it in recognizing the codon on mRNA, and that anticodon makes the mRNA codon and bring up the amino acid according to that. So that's why it can also be called as adapter molecule. Now there are 20 amino acids, 64 codons and 45 types of tRNA in humans. So why? 64 codons means multiple codons can code for a single amino acid. That's why 64 codons but 20 amino acids. But 45 types of tRNA, that's because of Wobble hypothesis. It's a phenomena that tRNA can recognize multiple codons. Wobble is one tRNA can fit multiple codons. Now the rRNA, it is structural and functional part of ribosome, and that part is known as the ribozyme. Helps in forming peptide bond. Now the MCQ question that can be asked is which RNA has anticodon and function as adopters? So quickly you can answer it as tRNA because tRNA transfer amino acid. Now the next MCQ question that can be asked is why there are 64 codons but only 45 tRNA types. So quickly you can answer due to Wobble hypothesis, Wobble pairing. So some amino acids don't need tRNA. The first option is this. The next option is Wobble pairing allow one tRNA to pair with multiple codons, and that is the right answer because it is going to make sense. Some codons share tRNA because of the Wobble and base pairing at the third position. Now that you know the secret language of RNA, are you ready? In our next video, we will decode the central dogma of molecular biology and detail step by step with animation, hacks and Matrix and MCQs. So hit subscribe, share with friends